Good day to everyone. Today, we will talk about the global citizenship. What is global citizenship? It is a way of living that recognizes our world is an increasingly complex web of connections and interdependencies, one in which our choices and actions may have repercussions for people and communities locally, nationally, or internationally. Global citizenship is the idea that one's identity transcends geography or political borders, that responsibilities or rights are derived from membership in a border-class humanity. To sum it up, global citizenship nurtures personal respect and respect for others, wherever they live. It encourages individuals to think deeply and critically about what is equitable and just, and what will minimize harm to our planet. Exploring global citizenship themes help learners grow more confident in standing up for their beliefs, and more skilled in evaluating the ethics and impact of their decisions. What is global citizen? An ethic of care for the world. Hannah Arendt. A global citizen is someone who is aware of the wider world and has a sense of their own role as a world citizen, respects and values diversity, has an understanding of how the world works, is outraged by social injustice, participates in the community at the range of levels, from the local to the global, is willing to act to make the world a more equitable and sustainable place, takes responsibility for their actions. To be effective global citizens, young people need to be flexible, creative, and proactive. They need to be able to solve problems, make decisions, think critically, communicate ideas effectively, and work well within teams and groups.
What does it mean to be a global citizen? Reflection. A global citizen is someone who identifies with being part of an emerging world community and whose actions contribute to building this community's values and practices. We must critically reflect on our unequal world to find ways to take responsible action.
Why it is important that we recognize that we are all global citizens. It is important to think about the role each citizen will have in this new dynamic community. It is essential to be a global citizen in order to develop cultural awareness and empathy, to preserve the planet that all humans share, and to better prepare yourself to thrive in the increasingly global community.
How does global citizenship affect our world? Global citizens have an impact on ending extreme poverty through the actions they take. The effects of small actions are not always obvious, but by working together, specific and tangible outcomes are achieved. Global citizens' voices influence world leaders and decision makers and contribute to shaping our world.
Challenges of global citizenship. Today's crisis, especially war, environmental pollution, terrorism, nuclear proliferation, and the COVID-19 pandemic is challenging the peace and security of the world. Many of these crises are the result of misunderstandings and lack of familiarity of cultures with one another. Why it is important to be a global citizen in the 21st century? While the concept of global citizenship is not a new one, it is becoming ever more important in our expanding and increasingly interconnected world. Ability to question one's own perspective on the world and to practice tolerance and understanding for other cultures is vital for critical thinking. Global citizenship education. Within the educational system, the concept of global citizenship education, or the GCED, is beginning to supersede or overarch movements such as multicultural education, peace education, human rights education, education for sustainable development, and international education. Additionally, global citizenship education rapidly incorporates references to the aforementioned movements. The concept of global citizenship has been linked with awards offered for helping humanity. Teachers are being given the responsibility of being social change agents. Audrey Osler, director of the Center for Citizenship and Human Rights Education, affirms that education for living together in an interdependent world is not an optional extra, but an essential foundation.
Why is global citizenship education needed? Education must be not only a transmission of culture but also a provider of alternative views of the world and a strengthener of a skill to explore them. Jerome S. Brunner. The opportunities are fast-changing, globalized world offers young people are enormous, but so too are the challenges. Young people are entitled to an education that equips them with the knowledge, skills, and values they need in order to embrace the opportunities and challenges they encounter, and to create the kind of world that they want to live in. An education that supports their development as global citizens. The active participatory methods of education for global citizenship and sustainable development help young people to learn how decisions made by people in other parts of the world affects our lives, just as our decisions affect the lives of others. Education for global citizenship and sustainable development also promotes pupil participation in the learning process and in decision making for the following reasons. Everything done in school sends out messages, so we need to exemplify the values we wish to promote. If we wish to affirm beliefs about the equality of all human beings and the importance of treating everyone fairly and with respect, we need to ensure that learning process and relationships between pupils and teachers reflect and reinforce these values. Research shows that in more democratic schools, pupils feel more in control at their learning, and the quality of teaching, learning, and behavior is better. The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child affirmed the right of children to have their opinions taken into account on matters that affect them.
What does it look like in the classroom? Education is not a preparation for life. It is life itself, by John Dewey. Education for global citizenship deals with issues of global interdependence, diversity of identities and cultures, sustainable development, peace and conflict, and inequities of power, resources, and respect. These issues are addressed in the classroom through a wide and evolving variety of participatory teaching and learning methodologies, including structured discussion and debate, role play, ranking exercises, and communities of inquiry. Such active methods are now established as good practice in education and are not unique to global citizenship. This is an important step towards children and young people making informed choices as to how they exercise their own rights and their responsibilities to others. It is also vital that teachers at all levels do not approach education for global citizenship with the feelings that they must have all the answers. Impossible anyway in such a fast-changing world. The role of the teacher is to enable pupils to find out about their world for themselves and to support them on they learn to assess evidence, negotiate and work with others, solve problems and make informed decisions.
Importance of global citizenship education. Education must fully assume its central role in helping people to forge more just, peaceful, tolerant, and inclusive societies. According to the United Nations, global citizenship education provides the understanding, skills, and values students need to cooperate in resolving the interconnected challenges of the 21st century.